And then finding your stillness, back up and seated. You're gonna reach the arms up overhead. Drop your right hand down, reach the left arm overhead, twist the chest a little bit here. One deep breath. Exhale. Inhale, bring it back up to center. Exhale, drop the left hand, right arm reaches up overhead. Breathe and rotate. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, back up to center. And then we're going to drape our hands down on the mat in front of us and letting the chest fall. It might not go all the way to the ground. It's okay. Maybe tent out the fingers to stretch out the shoulders. And then you can walk them to either corner of your mat. Stretch out the side body. Come back to center. Stretch out the other side. I'm going to pivot here, but you can remain forward. We're going to sink into a child's pose. So you can start on your knees, in your hands, and then slowly lower down. Release your forehead to the mat. Always let your body do the work here. And gravity. It's not something you really have to think about too much, so you can always come back to this pose if you're feeling a little overwhelmed or want to be in touch with your breath. So then coming back up onto all fours, we'll move into cat-cow, the traditional way. So shoulders want to be right over your wrists, fingers wide, hips over knees. You can untuck the toes, plant them firmly down, and then press into the tops of your feet, knees, and hands in equal weight. Inhale to peel the chest up, chin up, shoulder blades back, cow. Exhale, hollow out the belly, drop the head and the neck for cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Finding your neutral spine, we're going to stretch out the legs a little bit before we go into down dog. So you can bring your right leg back, tuck the toe, and kind of pulse forward and backwards so that we stretch out the calf. And when that feels a little bit more loose, you can switch to the other side. Pulse forward, that flexed foot, ball of the foot on the mat or the ground. And then come back to all fours. Take an inhale here on the breath as you tuck your toes. And then lift your hips back up in space for our first down dog. And you can pedal out the feet again here. Take a nice generous bend in the knees to lift your hips a little higher. And then you can straighten out the legs if it feels okay. Draw the heels towards the mat. Start to find stillness. Your arms aren't necessarily locked at the elbows, maybe drawing inward a little bit, a bit of a baby bend. One deep breath here. Exhale. On this next inhale, you can either tippy toe or have flat feet as you walk up to the top of your mat. And then measuring so that your feet are hips width distance, you can use 2 fists, put them between the insteps of your feet, and then bend so much at the knees that your chest drapes over your lap. Release the head and the neck. Maybe wiggle the hips out side to side. Conscious of our breathing. And then you can slowly roll up to standing. Finding your mountain pose, your Tadasana, establishing contact with all four corners of your feet, palms out in front of you, arms straight, chest up in confidence. We're going to start our sun salutations. It's going to be a bit of a chair flow. So on the inhale, hinge at the hips, and then bring the arms up for chair. Then on the exhale, dive over the legs, hang heavy. Inhale, draw your palms up your shins, shoulder blades back for a half lift. Exhale, plant your hands on the mat. We're going to walk back to our first plank. Pitch forward on the balls of your feet, shoulders over wrists. And then slowly as you bend your elbows, first lower your knees, then your chest, then your chin on the ground. Untuck the toes, keeping a bend in the elbows. Lift your chest up just a little bit for baby cobra. Tuck the toes on the next exhale. Lift it back up, landing in down dog. Variation 1 of our vinyasa, which links all of our poses. And sometimes if we're tight in the shoulders, that's preferable. And I'll show you the next variation now. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, walk or maybe jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, reverse swan dive to standing. Exhale, hands at the side. Inhale, arms up, bend the knees, chair pose. Exhale, dive over the legs, hang heavy. Inhale, half lift, draw the hands up the shins. Exhale it back to plank once again. You can go through the flow I showed you before, or maybe bend the elbows, hover halfway down parallel with the mat, untuck the toes, and then inhale to straighten the arms all the way to up dog, chin up, shoulders back. Exhale, down dog. Staying here for a minute to find your stillness. Take a couple breaths. Acknowledge which sun salutation, or rather vinyasa, you would like to use today. Maybe it will change throughout our poses. One more collective breath. Always in through the nose and out through the nose. On this next inhale, lift your right leg high up and back for three-legged dog. And then exhale, curl the spine as you draw your knee to your nose and then plant it between your hands. Drop the left knee, and we're going to inhale, bring our clasped hands to the top of our thigh. Draw the right hip back, left hip forward, stretching them out before we go through some warriors. 5 breaths. Inhale for 5. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 1. Exhale, plant your hands on the mat, but we're gonna move right back to down dog. On the next inhale, left leg high up and back, three-legged dog. Draw the knee to the nose, and then plant your foot between your hands. Drop the right knee this time for low lunge. Inhale, clasp the hands on the top of the thigh. Inhale for 5. Exhale. Inhale for 4, right hip forward this time, left hip back. Exhale. Inhale for 3. Maybe tuck the back toe if you want to feel really square in the hips. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, hands on the mat. Push it back to your down dog. One breath here. Nice deep inhale. Exhale to draw the navel towards the spine. Inhale the right leg high up and back. Again, exhale, curl the spine as you draw your knee to your nose. Plant your foot between your hands. Low lunge with the left leg still up. And then inhale on the high lunge. Exhale, ground the left back foot and peel open to warrior two for 5 breaths. Inhale for 5, reaching in opposite directions. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale for 4, make sure you can see your toes in front of your knees. Exhale. Inhale for 3. Exhale. Inhale for 2, gazes over that right middle finger. Exhale. One more inhale. Stay here through the exhale. Inhale to straighten the right leg. And then reach forward with the right hand. Plant it either on your shin, maybe a block if you have one, or the ground. And then peel the left arm up and open for triangle pose Trikonasana. 5 breaths here as you try to spiral the chest open. Exhale. Inhale for 4. Exhale, gaze is over, up to that left thumb if you can, but maybe forward if not. Exhale. Inhale for 3, really draw the left shoulder back in the socket to peel a little bit farther. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. One more inhale. Stay with the exhale. Inhale, bring it back up to warrior two. So bend the front knee. Flip the right palm, reach forward, and then flip it up and back for a peaceful warrior transition. Exhale, windmill the arms down to surround your right foot, and then move through a vinyasa flow of your choice. Exhale to bring it down. Inhale, tuck the toes, come back up. Exhale, back, down dog. Find your stillness, your foundation, maybe check in with that intention, and always your breath. Inhale, the right leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, draw the knee to the nose. Plant your foot between your hands, low lunge. Inhale, sweep it up, high lunge. Exhale, ground the back foot, peel open, warrior two, left side this time. Inhale for 5. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale for 4, feeling a line of energy, shooting through both ankles towards one another. Exhale. Inhale for 3, and maybe relax the shoulders and lower back a little bit more in the exhale. Inhale for 2. Exhale. Inhale 1. Stay here through the exhale. Inhale, straighten the left leg this time. Reach over with the left arm, and then bring it down to wherever you landed on the right side. When you're ready, peel that right arm up, reaching straight towards the ceiling, fingers spread wide. Inhale, 5 breaths, Trikonasana. Exhale. Inhale for 4. Exhale. Inhale for 3. If you're collapsing in the chest, you might want to bring your hand up a little bit higher. Inhale for 2. Exhale. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale, bring it back up. Bend the front knee, warrior 2. Flip the left palm this time. Reach forward, sweep it up and back, peaceful warrior. Exhale, move through your vinyasa, or you can meet in down dog, or maybe even child's pose, whatever you want. Exhale. And once you find your down dog, you can pitch forward on your toes to drop your knees, coming into a child's pose. Release your forehead, maybe bring your toes together, have the knees spread so that you can sink a little deeper in the hips here. Come back to your breath. Bring your shins back parallel if they're not already there. Take a breath as you tuck your toes. Exhale to lift the hips up and back for down dog. Inhale, right leg high up and back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Plant your foot between your hands. And then on the next inhale, sweep your hands up to sink into high lunge just for a second. And then we're gonna twist. So bring your right hand back, left hand forward. Draw that right hip back, left hip forward. Try and straighten out the back leg and pitch on the ball of your foot. Moving to the 4th breath here. Inhale for 4. Maybe your gaze is on your right middle finger. Exhale. Inhale for 3. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale up to high lunge just for a second. And then peel open a warrior 2. You can stay here or move through your vinyasa, or maybe you want to try a half moon. If you'd like to do that, wiggle your grounded back foot up just a little bit. You can let go of the arms for a second. And then slowly shift your weight on your right foot and try and lower the right hand down as you lift the left leg up. Maybe your hand's on a block and you want to rotate your chest, if you can, to face forward. Inhale, coming here probably through our 4th breath. Exhale. Inhale for 3, really pressing to the foot, not so much the hands. This is a standing pose. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 1. Exhale to slowly lower that left foot down. Warrior or high lunge stance. Sweep the arms up. Then move through your vinyasa. Coming back to down dog if you're not already there. Inhale, left leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Plant your foot between your hands, low lunge. Inhale, bring it up to high lunge. We're gonna exhale to twist on the left side. Heel open. Inhale for 5. Maybe try to get that gaze on that left middle finger. Exhale. Inhale for 4. You still want your left hip to go forward and your right hip back. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands back, open up, and then back to warrior two again, just for a second. And then you can wiggle that left foot up. Still keep it grounded for now. And shifting your weight on your right foot and leg, reaching for the ground with your left hand. To come up to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon on the left side. Inhale for 5 breaths. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale to slowly bend the knee, lower that right foot down. Sweep it up to high lunge. And then move through your vinyasa. Or again, you can come just into down dog. Get back in touch with your breath if you've maybe lost it or it's become a little bit labored. Always nice gentle inhales through the nose. And elongated exhales through the nose. And you can shift back into child's pose here before we move into seated. Maybe your legs are zipped together this time. You could bring your hands back behind you, palms up. And just stay through a couple of breaths. Using your hands to come back up onto all fours. Pressing through all fours, you're going to inhale the right arm up so you peel the chest open. And then exhale to thread your hands under your left arm. And you can walk that left arm up to stretch out the shoulders a little bit. Inhale for 5. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale. Inhale for 3. Exhale. Inhale for 2. Exhale. Inhale 1. And as you exhale, walk your left hand back. And then inhale to sweep that right arm back up. You'll open for a second before coming back to all fours. Once you're nice and aligned, inhale the left arm up, peel open. Exhale, thread the arm under the right arm. Walk that right arm up. Stretching out the shoulders, 5 breaths, inhale. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale for 1. Exhale, draw that right hand back a little bit, plant it on the mat. Inhale, left arm up, spiral. Exhale, come back on to all fours. And then you're gonna bring your legs out in front of you, coming into seated. We're gonna do a cobbler's pose to get into the hips. So you can bring the heels of your feet together. And then if you want less of a stretch, maybe things are tight, you can keep a diamond shape. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can draw your heels towards your pelvis. Just making sure your knees aren't hitting the ground here. Wrap your hands around your toes. Maybe you need a strap if the arms are a little short or tight. So inhale to lift and lengthen the body so that on the exhale, you can hinge all the way down to wherever feels good. Inhale for 5. On the exhale, really visualize your breath going to any points of tension in your hips. Inhale for 4. Exhale. Inhale for 3. Exhale. Inhale for 2. Exhale. Inhale 1. Exhale, lifting yourself back up. Now that we've stretched out the hips, we can go a little deeper. So coming on up to your knees, this is Hero's Pose. We're gonna bring our right leg out so that it's flexed on the ground, making sure your hips are square. So this time, left hip, right hip forward, left hip back. And you can stay here, things feel really tight, or you can draw your hand down to your shin. Again, stay here, or maybe open up the arm to spiral the chest for 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale. Inhale 3, spiral if you're there. Exhale. Inhale for 2. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly lower the hand down if it's up. And then you can bring your toe forward so that you can slowly wiggle the leg. And then we're gonna move into the left side, keeping that right knee down. Left leg is nice and flexed and out. Right hip back, left hip forward. You could stay here or move the hand down. Whatever you did on the first side, just do on this side so things are nice and even, okay? Inhale 5. Exhale. Inhale for 4. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, bring the hand down. Again, point the toes forward and then slowly bring your knees up. Might want to wiggle them out a little bit. Slowly lower down, hips to heels, and then you can bring your legs out in front of you. We're going to move into Jani Sirsasana, a modified forward fold. So bring your sole of your right foot planted on the inside of your left thigh. And you're going to pivot a little bit, shifting to the left. Flex that front foot. And then inhale, bring your hands behind your hips. Pivot the chest so it's in line with the flexed foot. And then exhale to walk your hands down. They're going to land wherever they want. Again, maybe you can use a strap. If you're feeling a little stretchy, you can grab your toes and fan them out. And when you found that edge, inhale to lift the back. And then exhale so your muscles know to go just a little bit deeper as you hinge at the hips. 5 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 1. Exhale. slowly bring yourself back up. And you're gonna plant that right foot on the ground. And then you're gonna bring your left hand back. And then lifting up through that left foot. Kind of do a fun little rock star modification. We don't have to count here. It's just to do like a counter stretch for a minute or a moment, and then slowly lower it back down. Bring both legs in front, wiggle them out. And then you're gonna take the sole of your left foot, bringing it to the right thigh, doing Jani Sirsasana on the other side. So again, nice and flexed in the foot. Pivot the chest forward and to the side. Hands behind the hips. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, find your edge. Inhale, lift and lengthen the back. Exhale, hinge. Inhale for 5. Exhale, leading with the crown of the head. Inhale for 4. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly bring yourself up to seated. Plant the sole of the left foot on the ground. Bring your right hand behind you. Inhale to lift the hips up. Arm up. Little twist here. One more breath. And then slowly lower it down. Legs out in front. Scoop forward a little bit. And then slowly lower down onto the back. Feet are flat on the mat. And then you can bring your knees, windshield wiper them to either side. Just releasing any tension in the back. Draw your knees towards your chest, give yourself a hug. And you can rotate side to side a little bit. And then forward and backward. Until you come all the way up to seated. We're going to do modified boat here, Navasana. So bring your hands out to your side. Legs are zipped nice and tight together. Inhale to lift the legs up. And on the exhale, straighten everything out, lower down, but not on the mat all the way. Inhale back up. Exhale down, hover. Inhale up. Exhale, straighten out and hover. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up last time. Exhale. Inhale, bring it back up. And then cross your legs, coming back to plank. I'm going to move so you can see me. And then move through your own variation of vinyasa. Woo. Inhale up. Exhale, down dog. Find your stillness, come back to your breath. And now that we've really worked our stomach muscles, we can use them in the reciprocal way, which means a heart opener. So pitch forward on your toes, drop your knees on the mat. And again, you want to keep them hips width distance so you can measure. If you have a block, unlike me, you can put it kind of between your legs. And we're going to do camel here. So bring your hands to your sacrum, which is that little triangle part on the low of your back. Draw the shoulder blades back, puff the chest in confidence. Inhale here. And on the exhale, pitch the hips forward. Draw your neck back, shoulders back. Maybe you just stay here and that feels good. Or you can see the wall or the floor behind you. Slowly bring one hand to your ankle and then the other hand. Just make sure those hips are pitching forward, thighs are parallel. We're probably on our third breath. Inhale. Exhale, really draw the navel towards the spine, engage the core you just worked. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 1. Exhale, if your hands aren't already there, slowly bring them to your sacrum. Lift the chest up, and then bring the hips onto the heels. Lower yourself into a much-deserved child's pose. Try and let all of the muscles go, letting gravity relax your body right onto the ground. Couple breaths here. And slowly walk yourself back up to seated. I wanted to work on some more challenging poses since I can't really communicate too much with you all. Happy to have you DM me. I'll give you more information about that at the end. But if you're working on crow, I encourage you to do that. I'm gonna actually walk through headstand. And just so everybody knows, headstand is for everyone. It doesn't necessarily mean that your knees come up or that you shoot all the way up in the headstand. We can just do the foundation, which is really great for your body as well. And eventually your legs are just gonna float up. It's really exciting. So if you wanna move to a wall, if that makes you feel better, you can do that as well right now. So I'll give you a second, but when you get there, you wanna come down, bringing your hips to your heels, and you're gonna clasp your hands, but kind of just the fingers so that you have this little pocket for your head. But making sure your arms and your elbows aren't too far apart, you can measure them by taking one hand and bringing it to the inside of your elbow. So it should be like a perfect fit. And then you can cup your hands together. And dropping your head, kind of like, I know boys can't see this, but where the top of your ponytail would be. So it's right on the very crown of your head is where you're gonna go, but a lot of the weight is gonna be on your arms as well. So then just like in down dog, you wanna lift your hips up and then tiptoe forward. And maybe this is just where you hang out today. Just so you know what it's like to shift your weight. Or maybe you can tuck a leg up. Also, you can just stay here, that's cool. Or bring the other leg up. Stay here if you want. Maybe your legs float all the way up. Keeping with that Ujjayi breath. You point the toes towards the ceiling. And to slowly lower out of it, bend the knees, come back the way you came in, and then slowly lower them down. Wherever you are, sink into child's pose, and take a deep exhale. Nice. Slowly bring yourself back up to seated. And then you can bring your legs out in front of you. We're going to do bridge, a gentle inversion, so that we bring our heart above our head, reverse that oxygen flow. So if you scoot forward a little bit, feet flat on the mat, and then release your lower back. Palms are going to be on the mat, right by your hips, and then walk your heels back so that your middle fingers graze them. They're going to be nice and parallel. If you'd like something more supportive, you can use a block or a blanket or like anything you have, maybe a couple books, and just stay there like that. If not, if you want to be a little bit more active, you can lift the hips up and then wiggle the shoulder blades under so that you can clasp your hands. And that will give you some leverage to lift the hips a little bit higher. Just make sure the thighs are engaged and they're nice and parallel. Inhale, coming through 5, wherever you are. Exhale. Inhale for 4. Exhale. Inhale for 3. Exhale. Inhale for 2. Exhale. Inhale 1. Exhale, release the shoulders, wiggle them back out if you're up there. Unclasp the hands. Move any props if you did a restorative one. And again, just windshield wiper out the knees. Draw the knees to the chest. Slowly roll up to seated. And if you'd like, you can cross your legs and kind of jump back, do a vinyasa, or simply meet us in down dog. Find your stillness as always. Inhale the right leg high up and back, 3-legged dog. And bend the knees so that you can peel the chest open. Sorry, the hips open just a little bit here. Small circles with the toes. Back up, 3-legged dog. And we're gonna come moving our knee to our right elbow, and then try and draw your left toe towards your left hand, paralleling the shin with the mat as you slowly lower down. Bringing that left foot back, keep the toe tucked so that you can feel nice and square in the hips when you're forward. If the right part of your tush isn't making contact with the ground, you want to put a blanket under there. And then when things feel squared, untuck that back toe. Stay up here if you'd like, or you can sink down in your pigeon. This is going to be our deepest hip opener pose, so there might be a lot of sensations here. Just breathe through them. I'll stop counting breaths on this pose so that you can really focus on your own breathing. And using your hands to lift yourself back up. You can tuck the left toe and then slowly raise that right foot up and back and land to down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale the left leg up this time, bend the knee, peel the hip open, small circles with the toes. Try to keep those shoulders nice and square still. Back to 3-legged dog. Draw your knee so your left elbow parallel the shin. Try and point that left foot towards the right hand. Slowly lower it down. Pigeon left side. Again, tuck the back toe. Square out the hips. And then if you need a blanket on this side, you can do that as well if it's not establishing contact with your mat. And then slowly lower it down. Keeping with the breath, sometimes we lose it in seated postures because maybe they feel like you're doing less work through the feet. Using your hands and tucking them flat on the mat, lifting the chest up if you're not there. Untuck the right foot. Inhale the left foot, back up, three-legged dog. Exhale to your down dog. And start to notice if there's a difference between this down dog and the down dog at the beginning of the class. Sometimes we feel lighter, we feel stronger, maybe there's a little bit more space. Breathe into it and pay some gratitude to your body. And maybe walk or jump through to seated. I'll do another gentle inversion before Savasana. So bring your legs forward and lower the back down. And kind of like in bridge, we'll have our feet flat on the mat. And then you can bring your feet up. Feel free to stay here if you want. You can also pivot so that you're against the wall. Or you can build some momentum, kicking your legs overhead. Wiggle the shoulders under like in bridge and clasp the hands for plow. Keep that chin tucked. Or maybe bring one leg up as you bring your hands to your sacrum and the other leg up for shoulder. And wherever you are, again, just reversing the blood flow. You're in shoulder stand. You can pitch your hips a little bit forward, do like a slight pelvic tilt. And point your toes up like there's a string drawing towards the ceiling. Get you a little more in line. And wherever you are, slowly lower down. Maybe in shoulder stand, come out the way you started, your plow. And slowly come back onto your chest. Sorry, your back wherever you are, but draw the knees to the chest. And we'll do a gentle supine twist. Bring that left leg out. Send the right leg over. Just for a second. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Replace your right leg down, left leg up. Send it over to the right. Feel the stretch. And then come back to center. One more nice squeeze. And slowly lower down to your final Savasana. Our corpse pose, what we've worked so hard for to achieve. Feel free to take up space. Use any props that relieve pressure, or maybe drape a blanket over yourself. Thinking about your intention. Accepting any thoughts that come in on an inhale, but send them back out on an exhale. Start to reawaken the body. You can make small movements with your fingers for your toes. Maybe roll the head to side, each side. Draw the knees towards the chest. Roll onto either side for fetal position. And use one of your arms as a little pillow. Before propping yourself all the way back up to seated, you can take your time here. Be gentle with your body. And whatever seated position feels good. Bringing your hands to heart center, press your thumbs into your heartbeat, your prana, your life source. Take one inhale here to acknowledge your intention. Seal it on an exhale. Inhale, bring your hands to your third eye. Exhale to bow to yourself and your practice in gratitude. Namaste. Thank you all on YouTube and Instagram for sharing your practice with me. I know things are a little hard, so I hope this was a nice little respite for an hour or so. Again, I'll be here every week at 1 p.m. If you have questions, YouTube doesn't really save the comments, so feel free to go on Instagram. You can DM me. I'm happy to help always. If you would like, you can donate to the COVID Fund, and all those links are in the YouTube bio and also Instagram. So thank you again. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday and stay safe. Thanks, friends.